Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to JP Broadcasting, and welcome in to the Triple Bypass series for the NicholsOilPros.com series playoffs round 2 here this evening for the Pepsi 120. This round has been sponsored by Dominic Zanobi. He's really splashing the cash across the playoffs here, sponsoring last week's race and this week's race as well out at Homestead. But I'm your commentator, Hamish Rono, joined once again by Jim Cunningham. Jim, before we get into the pleasantries, let's find out what happened in round 1 of the playoffs last week.
Yes, let's do that.
On April 6, 2025, the Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series rolled into Richmond Raceway for a 160-lap brawl on the short track. It was the first of 3 playoff races in Season 7 with 11 drivers in the hunt for a championship. The race was sponsored by Dominic Zanobi, and the Miller Lite 160 was streamed live on YouTube by our friends at JPBroadcasting. With 7 different leaders and 7 lead changes, this one was anything but predictable. And with 10 cautions stretching across 40 laps, drivers were forced to stay alert and adapt constantly. Stephen McClendon, driving car 151, delivered a lights-out performance from the 3rd starting spot. He took control early, led a staggering 137 laps, and almost never let go of the top spot. McClendon also set the fastest lap of the night with a sharp 22.03-second run on lap 15. His consistency on restarts and raw speed made him untouchable at the front, adding to his playoff hopes. Davey Hendricks, behind the wheel of car 67, turned heads with an absolutely brilliant drive from 22nd on the grid. He methodically worked through traffic, made the most of every restart, and crossed the line a mere 0.14 seconds behind McClendon to take second. An incredible drive. Another playoff driver was Ben Harcum in car 78. After starting second, Harcum kept himself in the hunt all race long, showing solid pace and composure through the cautions. He came home 3rd, just 0.24 seconds back of the lead in a finish that couldn't have been much tighter. Matt Harmon in the 28th navigated the late race chaos to bring home a strong 4th place finish, and pole sitter Sean Bradley, driving car 77, led 13 laps and wrecked across the line to snag 5th place. Both helped their playoff chances. We hope you enjoyed this Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pro Series recap. We'll see you next time.
What a race it was at Richmond last week, Jim. And in tonight at Homestead-Miami. I'm very excited because Homestead is one of my favorite, not just oval circuits, one of my favorite circuits in the US. I love the road course here. I don't know why, it's always held a special place in my heart, this circuit has. And for tonight, and for these gladiators in the playoffs, they'll be fighting for supremacy here tonight at Homestead. A win is needed for those who couldn't do it last week at Richmond for McClendon. 54 points, 11 points back. Sean Bradley, Ben Harcum, Brad Kress, Jared Jackson inside of the top 5. If those other 4 drivers inside of the 5 want to challenge McClendon leading into next week's finale in Atlanta, they need the race win tonight. Possibly even a stage win as well, Jim. They need maximum points if they hope to bring it to him. The same thing goes for Matt Harmon, Jason Benson, Jeff Slaughter, John Crutchley. Crutchley, Emmett, Merritt, and even somewhat Slaughter, they're a little bit further back, and I don't know if they're going to need a lot of luck, I think, tonight, Jim, to really put the pressure on McClendon. For the likes of Harcum, Kress, and Jackson, they've got to try and solidify their first win of the season here this evening at Homestead, just to stay in the fight for this playoffs and stay in the fight for the championship as well.
Yeah, I agree. You know, that was a heck of a show that McClendon put on last week, and you know, so it's going to take a lot to overcome that. But hey, looks like we have a grid for this race. Let's take a look at that.
We do indeed. John Creedler has put it on pole alongside Tyler Merritt on the front row. Matt Piracini, who was away last week, and the heartbreak of him missing out on a playoffs position. Well, he gets to race tonight and he starts at a P3. Jared Jackson, the highest seeded driver outside of the top 5 here on the grid, top 5 in the championship. He'll start ahead of Matthew Robinson and championship leader Steve McClendon, with Sean Bradley and Matt Harmon hot on his tail on the start line. Jeff Slaughter and Al Corey will make up our top 10 with Kyle Dewey and John Crutchley. The Nodge starting out of P12. That's a great qualifying from him. Could pay him dividends here tonight in his hopes of maybe Bradburying his way to a championship here this evening. In behind them, we've got Brad Kress, Keaton Crothers for your top 14, Brody Michow on the 15 with Dylan Freeman, Will Emmett, Jason Benson, Dominic Sonobi, this round sponsor, starting at a P19 ahead of Elton Wu for your top 20, Mike Weeder, Ben Harcum, Derek Catt, Tex Nichols, the series sponsor of NicholsAllPros.com, Nick Jones, Davey Hendricks, Cameron Kane, Michael Seymour, and Matthew Aloka. Makes up the 29 car grid this evening, Jim. But for a rolling start at, well, one of the biggest circuits on the calendar, Homestead-Miami, you have to be hoping that it's not going to be a Miami Vice for these drivers. It's going to be a bit of fun for them.
Already? That's how it is.
Already.
Okay.
That's how it is. Well, at least the pasta jokes have gone away, Jim.
Speaking of Miami Vice, then, let's see, where is he at? I think he's starting 6th, right? Wasn't it?
He is indeed. We'll see it on his rolling start lap, for sure. They've given us a lot of time for the grid. I can appreciate this quite a fair bit.
It's actually quite nice, right?
It's nice having a bit of extra time just to roll through things, you know.
Yeah, well, we pushed right up against the limit. We're working on a little surprise for you guys tonight, and it caught me off guard because I'm slow, and so they caught up to us pretty quick. I love this camera angle right here.
So as we roll around, what can McClendon do as the championship leader tonight? Well, Jim, pretty much he just needs to try and solidify himself a positive performance, stay inside of the top 5, and he'll go into Atlanta next week in a very positive position in terms of the championship.
I mean, if we're being real here, he just needs to do what he's done all year pretty much. You know, exactly. I mean, he's going to battle for a stage win because would be important points for him at this point. And he's going to try to be up front at the end of the race like he's, done all year long. you know, he's had a tremendous amount of success this year. I mean, I wouldn't say anyone dominated this series, but he certainly was well in control.
Ace car pulls in. Green flag running at Homestead-Miami. Merritt, the gamepad extraordinaire, leads the field through turn 1. And the pressure that's already being applied to some of these drivers tonight for 120 laps of this circuit, it is not going to be an easy ride at all, Jim, in terms of where they could possibly end up at the end of this one. Quickly want to mention as well, stage break coming at lap 45 this evening. It'll be the same situation next week for Atlanta, 120 laps, stage break at 45. Yes. So as we rocket round,
3 wide, they got them riding high, wide, and handsome up there. I love this track.
I am incredibly excited, Jim. I absolutely love Homestead-Miami, and I think we're going to be on for an all-timer this evening. Tyler Rullis is in the chat, but there's not racing here this evening as well.
Yeah, apparently he's feeling under the weather, but apparently it's gotten to his head because he says 3 cautions tonight.
Yeah,
so he must have a fever or something, right?
Yeah, I think he will, because we're always guaranteed one with the stage break, as Tex Nichols has been off the road, but he's back on, so it was only a minor, possibly little crossing of the track limits. Seeing as we're going for 120 laps, and we're at a high-paced oval, we're guaranteed one with the caution break for the stage. I'm going to say we're going to get 5 or 6, Jim, I think. I don't think we're going to get as many as some of the other circuits like Worldwide Tech Center and even Richmond last week, because I think some circuits has been more or less just a problem with the circuit that's then actually catching drivers out. It was never drivers getting into a poor position. As we can see, the beautiful Miami Vice-esque livery of Steve McClendon.
It is this guy gorgeous, man.
He has been giving us some pieces of art every single week. I tell you what, Jim, as well, post-race, I'm going to have to show you something I've been working on personally on the livery side of things. But, I mean, this one here, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's slick, and apparently he's it's flying. He's moving up. He drove around Sean Bradley like he was sitting still there. Yeah, that's a beautiful car from our points leader. He really did. We got some nice liveries in this race tonight. We'll focus on more of them as we go through.
We've got some absolute beauties. I mean, Matt Robinson just ahead of him. We've got both of the Miami Vice or Grand Theft Auto Vice City-esque liveries alongside each other, because Robinson actually has got the main character of Vice City on the side of his car.
Yes. Yeah, I believe who did that livery for him? Jared Jackson, I think, did that livery for him. If not, I think Jared Jackson posted it if he didn't actually do it.
Well, regardless, it looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love a bit of pink. Love a bit of pink. And when it's done right, Jim, it looks phenomenal on a race car.
Both of those cars look exceptional. The McClendon car, to me, just kills the Miami Vice, like, you know, that color palette that they use for that Art Deco Miami Vice feel, man. That's just...
It's a real, it's very similar to the Miami Heat, Miami Vice-esque jerseys that they wore many years ago.
Yes.
Where it was the black base with the blue and the teal and the pink, and giving those sorts of vibes, definitely. Tyler in chat as well saying, I must say, hearing that Aston Martin Valkyrie V12 yesterday, it totally beats those V8s. The Valkyrie sounds immense, but the fact that it's not a hybrid makes it, it's going to be difficult for that car to really be successful in the GTP landscape of things, especially in IMSA. The hybrid system is, I mean, you look at the Alpine, that never ran hybrid for a long time, and it was nowhere in the WEC. So that Valkyrie's...
But I think that Valkyrie's I think that they're gonna expand out into that, you know.
Oh yeah. The problem is that they're power limited. So if they try and make it hybrid, they're gonna have to drop the power a lot more on that V12 if they want to keep it. So that's kind of... I think the best of both worlds is if they can get a V8 hybrid in that car, but make it sound like the V12. That would be the best scenario. Jared Jackson's also got himself a nice little Miami Vice-esque livery, but Tyler Merritt at the moment, I mean, what is it with Merritt and just picking the most random of weeks to be really good?
I somehow or another, I want to say that I read that he accidentally missed last week's race, like got the time wrong or something, and missed the race, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't even think it was like anything. If I'm not mistaken, I think I read that, which is unfortunate because, you know, but this is the kind of track that he can settle in on and fly, you know. This is the perfect kind of track for him, I think. He's not braking going into every turn, you know what I mean?
No,
like
and it's and both the turns are of a similar apex on their angle and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
So at this stage, though, we've gone 11 laps. I think this is actually the longest at the start of a race, Jim, that we've gone green in quite a long time. I'm just mentioning it. I'm just pointing it out. It's fantastic.
Let's see what kind of speeds they're running here, man.
I'd say down the straight, they're probably getting up towards maybe 180 before the corner.
Yeah, probably close to 180. Yep, right at it.
Look at that. Bang on the button, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, they're running 145 through the middle of the turns here, so that's...
I've noticed as well, John Crutchley, who started P12, has not had the best of starts to the race tonight, Jim. I think he must feel good here for the one lap pace, but he's just struggling in the racing conditions and picking the correct line. And that's one of the little things with oval racing, especially NASCAR next gen cars, you can get pace out of the car on a single lap, that's fine, but it's picking the strategies of how you attack the race. They're the most important things, realistically. It doesn't matter how good you can qualify. If you can't race this car at your maximum and pick the correct lines and the correct lanes that you sit in, unfortunately the success just goes out the window, because that is the issue with it in terms of oval racing, comparatively to circuit racing, where if you've got good lap pace, it means you're actually going to do quite well in the racing conditions too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And somebody's skimming off the wall there. That might have been Matt. I still can't say it. It's literally been all year. I apologize.
Matthew Aloka.
Aloka, yes, thank you.
Yeah, think of Aloha, but with a C.
Yes, I struggle no matter what I think about. It was not him though; it was somebody else, I believe.
Jim, I'm disappointed. The joke you could have pulled there was, since I said it was Aloha with a C, you could have said Kaloha.
No, I'm not. I'm not down for that cheap humor like that. So
cheap.
Yeah,
I'm at least $1.50, Jim.
Yeah, that's right. That's a bargain. You're a bargain. You're the kind of guy we find at the dollar store, 2 for $1.
Yeah, so, exactly.
You know, Crutchley. I mean, he obviously has dropped back some, but you know, he could also be early searching for lines to see how his car is going to run up top or how it's going to run down low. And you know, again, if you drop back, you don't have to stay up front for a 120 lap race, you know? So, I mean, he could just be feeling the waters out. I mean, but I do agree with you that more than likely he's probably not able to maintain the race pace of some of these other guys. That's, you know, he does, like you said, he did put in a fast lap, but probably not quite up to the pace of some of the other guys. But, you know, he may find something that helps his pace, you know, a certain line that works well for him. Does his car handle really well up on the top? Because I have seen him searching around. Like he's up, like right now, he's running the high line, checking it out, and then he was going down low. But that's more than likely he's probably just trying to find some speed because, yeah, he's struggling right now a little bit.
Well, Jim, since we're focusing a little bit on some of the battles further back in the field, do we want to hide the dash and reveal our little secret that we have for them? Because I've got a great battle happening at the front of the field.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's do that then. Let's hide the dash. And let's see if I can find our little secret here. I believe this is it right here.
There it is.
There you go, folks.
Look at that, picture in picture. So now we can focus on some of those battles further back, and give shine to some of those drivers towards the back of the field, whilst we keep an eye on the battles happening at the front as well.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, which means that we get now at least twice as many angles as Merritt has entered pit lane. Why is he entered? Oh my God!
Oh Lord!
All right. Let's have a quick look here on the.
You want to do it, or you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
It's fine. What has Tyler Merritt done on the pit entry? Let's look here. So as he enters, which I don't think he meant. I don't think he meant to enter, by mind you. I think he actually had a little bit of a mishap. That's the problem with running a controller. So he runs into pit lane, and then
he catches that open space in the wall. What a horrible break! He could have bounced right off of that any other place in pit lane, but he literally hit the spot that. Oh man, that's so unfortunate.
Well, now he's going to have to use his fast repair, get the car fixed, and now return to circuit. So that is not what we want from him. Al Corey, also struggling in the field too. He's dropped some spots as well.
Where is Al back? He's
back in P18 at the moment.
Oh my goodness, and he started in top 10.
Trying to battle it out. Yeah, Bradley's also dropped back, so
I'll tell you
maybe
what,
some fuel-saving strategy
battle
possibly.
Up front is going wild, though. You got Parasini up here. Jared Jackson's on the high side. He is definitely running it. As I got James on this kick last week, and he said it like 10 times after I said it the first time, which is running high, wide, and handsome up there. James loved it. He just kept going all night. He did. He said it like 10 times. I mean, that may be a line he uses, you know, but I threw it out there.
I'm just imagining him going high, wide, and handsome.
He did, man. No, he was. Go back and watch that. I don't know what race that was now, but anyway, yeah, it was. I don't know, BSC, I think, or something. I don't, one of them. But anyway, yeah, it was hilarious. He kept throwing the high, wide, and handsome out there. Jared Jackson looking strong up top. And Matthew Robinson,
incredibly
man,
strong.
Look at this. They got similar paint schemes, and they're running side by side up front. Look at this.
No,
this is good stuff here.
It's fantastic battling at the moment as we run down past the start line. We can see the battle packs at the back of the field as well, Jim. Corey just trying to run a nice, consistent race at the moment. He's got Hendricks on his inside. Oh, look at that. Tyler Merritt's now starting to make his way back through the field, but he's a lap down, unfortunately, on these cars. So he's got some work to do.
Eventually, if, if we need to, if we have a caution, he'll get that lap back and he'll be back in business.
He'll get the lucky dog. Yep.
Yeah, I guess he must have got down there and hooked that apron or something and just got him. I don't know. But look at Matthew Robinson.
Oh, Elton Wu. I think he was almost trying to take avoiding action out of Sean Bradley. He just scraped the wall on the high side there. That was a not so handsome move for the high side.
Oh, I need to make what do you call
a shirt for that, Jim.
Huh?
You need a shirt, high side and handsome. That's what you need.
High, wide, and handsome.
Yeah, high, wide, and handsome.
You never heard that saying before? That's an old NASCAR saying from way back.
I don't watch NASCAR, so
it's still. But anyway, I now want to make a sound clip, for like I don't know what you call it. We need
of James saying it for the soundboard.
James saying high, wide, and handsome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we know where to get it, so we can do it.
Parasini and McClendon are into pit road.
Wow, already? What are we, 26?
Wow.
No, that's about right. 26 is probably about right. Okay. I did not talk to Al tonight, so I didn't. We were doing our little picture-in-picture work here, and we didn't get to find out what the fuel range is on these cars, but that's probably pretty close. Probably 30 laps. Yeah,
we've gone green the whole way, so that actually makes sense to why.
I think that's possible, sure.
So does McClendon. He's not leaving pit road. So I've just noticed Parasini has not taken tyres, but McClendon has.
Interesting.
So Pericini takes the tires. McClendon
McClendon
took the tires. Pericini didn't, and he's actually now exiting just in behind the cars he was battling with. So that's actually how long you lose in the pit stop, is roughly a whole lap.
Which that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're running, sense. Let's see.
Robinson's in, so's Jackson.
Here they come, yeah.
So they went a lap long.
I'm going to go ahead.
Dewey now lead. He'll need a
pit road covered. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to the new leaders. Oh, by the way, I don't know if this means anything in particular, but we've got Mike Wita here running a. I have to see if we can get zoomed in.
I have a feeling that his last race that he did might have actually been the race where Al Corey and James both got corgi bombed. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe, yeah.
Possibly.
Oh, he's coming in too. But anyway, yes, he has the corgi air. Oh no, he missed pit road. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Oh man. Oh, it's so bad. That's going to cost him so much time.
He's going to have to come in now.
Yeah, but he's just, unfortunately, it's, you get that slowed down. That's so much time.
He's now getting past Matthew Aloka and trying to get past Jason Benson as well, as Dewey's in. Crothers is in. Kane's in too. And in comes Weeder. Oh my God! It is such a wild ride into pit road.
Oh yeah.
I remember I've seen some road races here, Jim, specifically with I believe it's road course A, where it cuts out the last bit of the oval.
Right.
And as you come up from the infield to come back onto the main straight, the bump in the road is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, based on just. Like as the car comes up, it is literally like almost a straight run up. You can see it there, sort of on the left-hand side. It is such a high degrade, but then the problem is when you're actually coming into pit road, it's just as bad coming down the hill, and that's where we saw Merritt earlier get unglued and get unstuck, and that's unfortunate what put him into the wall.
And the thing is, you're trying to slow the car down from 150 miles an hour. Down to pit road speed in hardly any time at all,
Well, at the moment, we are 14 laps away from stage break at lap 45. It is for certain the longest green period we've had at the start of a race in quite a long while, Jim. I think
indeed,
if you look back to the road course race at Road America, that was the last time we went this long without a yellow flag.
Really?
I think so.
That's hard to believe.
I don't think we've gone a first stage without a caution, except ever since the road race.
Wow. Al Corey hadn't pitted yet. He's worked as well, taking the lead since Elton Wu's pitted there. So got Al up here leading the lap. That's nice. With his Canadian tire livery.
Canadian tire for a Canadian living in Texas.
I know, right? Look at, man, you had that Jeff Gordon livery there of Pericini and also McClendon. They were in the same shot there for a minute. That was pretty cool, those two liveries running side by side.
It was a good pass from McClendon as well.
So I guess once Corey pits, we're going to be, which he was doing there. So we're going to be back out front with Matthew Robinson running up front with McClendon now slotted in behind him in second.
Oh, he's got a run too, Jim.
Yeah,
he has got a run on him.
Oh, he does have a run, doesn't he?
Oh, I am loving the picture-in-picture, Jim. This is looking phenomenal.
Yeah, this is great.
Absolutely phenomenal. I love it when we can get it's good when we can get multiple angles of different battles.
Sure.
But also when we can get multiple angles of the one battle too. It really just opens it up. We have opened the Pandora's box here of producing.
We have. By the way, anybody out there, especially Tyler, I know you're out there, and anybody else out in chat, let us know what you think of this. Tell us if you like this or not. And also let us know if the sound levels are good, if you're able to hear the cars like you want to, and all that. And give us some feedback. Let us know what you like.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't hear the sound on the double screen because,
well,
to be fair, if you could, it'd be too much. That would be just overstimulating for quite a few people.
That would be overstimulating, yes.
Oh yeah, I think my brain would fry. Jim, Matt Pericini though wants to move now on Brad Kress. Kress with that very American Napa Auto Parts car. I wonder how that car would look Miami Vice.
You could do it with that blue chrome. You could do it.
Yeah.
But I noticed earlier on the Brad Kress car that he like the front of it had all these like I don't know, like it was a Victory Lane kind of paint job, where you got all the confetti all over the car and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it's got on it. It's got all the confetti and stuff.
Yeah.
Very July 4th.
Yeah.
It's very, very Independence Day.
I didn't get it as much July 4th, which you're probably right, though. You are probably right. I got it as more like a Victory Lane car, like they released die casts that have the paint scheme on it with the confetti all stuck to it.
That would look sweet. I love when they do. I remember I believe they did a release one year of a 1/18 scale model where the car had like all the rubber and dirt on it. It was after one of the 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it was like it's the worn in version of the car.
I have several of those actually.
Yeah.
I have Joey Logano's car that was done like that with a piece of the tire from the actual car that they released 100 of when he was 16 years old and won the Napa West Series or something, because everybody knew he was going to be the next big thing, right? Yeah. And of course he was. By the way, I just want to point out that we are now 7 laps from the stage break, and don't anybody look now, but there's a guy named Steve McClendon leading this race.
Of course, McClendon is leading.
If you look, it's by a big margin. Without something happening, it's going to be hard for anybody to run him down in 6 laps.
It makes me feel as if he was just cruising the whole season.
Right.
Once he locked in his place with the win, he just cruised for the whole season.
He was setting himself up for spots. He was setting himself up to try to win stages, and then he was trying to set himself up through strategy to be somewhere near the front at the end of the race and see what happens. And he's done a phenomenal job of that this year.
He has. I just saw then Pericini just ran it a little bit too. Kress ran it a little bit too wide, washed out on the high side, and then ended up hitting the wall.
Hard or just scuffed it?
Not hard. He just scuffed it, but he gave up a lot of pace within that battle with Jared Jackson.
Yeah.
That's actually now allowed Ben Harkham to get past both of them as well.
I'm going to keep this thing focused on McClendon just because it's just impressive what he's done, man. I mean, he was tinkering around up there in the front, and everything, and we watched him get his tires, and he came out behind Pericini, who didn't take tires, and and then all of a sudden I looked up and he took the lead. And then I looked over at this for the stage break, and I'm like, look at this. It's 8 laps away, and he's got the lead. And now we're down to 4 laps.
Oh, it is going by very, very quickly, I must say.
Yeah,
Tyler got his lap back. He although he is down the order, he's back in P20. So
is he? Oh,
yeah, he is.
Oh, so that's awesome.
He did get his lap back, but unfortunately he is down to P20.
Yeah, but that's all right. It's going to be a reset here in just a couple of
he's
laps.
back into pit road. Actually, he's coming to.
He's out of
pit road.
Well, that's all right. He can stay out though.
He's disconnected.
No,
he's gone. He disappeared.
Man, I was going to say, even if he pitted right there, he could stayed out during the stage break, and he'd have been pretty good,
Yeah.
Oh, man. How unfortunate. He's had internet troubles before this year, I believe.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he has. And Ben Harkham, look at this real quick. up 20 spots, running in second now, right before the stage break. That's a fantastic run for him so far. Yeah,
absolutely
great.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he's a fantastic driver, especially. Well, I don't know that 100%, but I seem to remember him mostly on big tracks. Although he had a heck of a run last week. Great run. Well, here we are, folks. When they get to the line, that's going to be it. It looks like it's going to be another stage win for Steve McClendon.
It'll be the first time that we've gone green the whole way to the stage break. I believe. Do we even have a stage break during Road America? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
if we did.
I think we did.
I think we did.
There it is. Wow.
Stage break for us, as drivers will filter into pit road, take a pit stop under this pace car. Other drivers may try and get a lap back, including our round sponsor this week, Dominic Zanobi, who's on the bottom screen at the moment. We'll have a chat to him whilst the pace car is out there.
Sweet Pepsi livery this week.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
So he may stay out and not pit just to get
I just want to see
a lap back on the field.
Not great. I thought it might lay in there better than that, but that's not bad.
We
Got
could
his car right there next to it. That's pretty cool, actually, though.
Could also just shrink it a little bit and put it into that nice little zone right below the main screen as well.
Yeah, I'll mess with. Well, I could probably do that right now, actually.
Yeah, I don't think the viewers would mind if we just live shrink it. I've done it before.
Right. All right. Let's see.
And he's actually going to come down pit road. So what we'll do? Yeah, that's better. There we go.
Yeah, something like that.
There we go. So we'll wait till he gets into his pit box, and then we'll drag him in for a quick chat. What were we told last week, that he was a Red Wings fan? Was that it?
No, he was a Panthers fan.
Oh, that's right. He's a Panthers fan. All right, well, let's drag him in. Mr. Zanobi, whilst you're in the pit box. Once again, a sponsor of the round this week. How are your Panthers going, Dom?
They're doing way better this week. I'll tell you that.
That's good. I'm glad. Is it because we're racing in Miami, possibly, that it's bringing some good luck to the Florida Panthers?
I would hope. I don't know if you guys saw my car, but I put a little message on the back of the trunk for you guys to let you guys just remind you who won last year.
Oh no!
Well, I can't see what it is on the top, but I can see the Pepsi on the back of the car. So
it's a little Florida Panthers Stanley Cup final, Stanley Cup champions logo.
Yes, of course.
Here, let's see. Wait a minute. Since we're under caution, let me see. Who is running? Well, is anybody around here right now? Let's see, where you at?
So not the greatest race starts though for you, Dom. I mean, it's been green the whole way, so you haven't really had a chance to get back onto the lead lap just yet. You are sitting though in you're a lap down still. Nichols is going to get the lucky dog, so you're hoping we can maybe get a caution off this restart and you can get your lap back.
Yeah, I'm still 3 down, so I'm hoping to catch a couple back. It was a rough start, but it's all right. We'll keep trucking along and hope that someone else wrecks and not me.
Well, guys, I think we're about to go back to green, so.
Yeah, I think we are. So, Dom, best of luck throughout the rest of this race. Thank you so much for sponsoring the round and allowing us to broadcast it once again. Hopefully, you can get some laps back, and really put some pressure on the field in this race.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys, and go Panthers.
Thanks, Dom. Screw the Panthers, Jim. Oilers all the way.
Look, man, I love anybody who's a true fan of their team. Winning, losing, if they support it, you know what I mean? Like, I love that. I don't like fair weather fans. If you're going to be a fan,
Jim,
be a fan.
I went 22 years without my football team winning a grand final. As McClendon gets us back underway, green flag running once again. I reckon we take the double screen off for a little bit, Jim, just to let us ease back into things here at the start of this race, just so then we can. We don't want to, because too much of a good thing can sometimes be a bad thing.
That's true.
We'll get back to it later in the race. We've had some nice green running thus far, and the battle at the front, well, they've all been condensed, so that's now going to allow us to really focus on some of these battles. Yeah, I waited 22 years, Jim, for my football team to win the cup, and it was the most glorious day ever last September when they won.
Okay, well, first of all, we're in America. We're broadcasting in America. Let's call it what it is. It's a soccer team.
No, it's not. It's an Australian rules football team.
Oh,
Jim.
Australian rules football. Okay, that's different. Yeah, everybody calls football. This is America with soccer here. But
It's okay to be wrong, Jim.
I am.
It's fine.
I'm used to it. It happens a lot. But I did tell you that I grew up when I was younger. ESPN used to broadcast all that Australian rules football, and I loved it, man. That was right up my alley, especially as big as I was. I can easily envision myself crushing people out there.
I'm surprised it hasn't caught on more in the US.
Me too, actually.
But maybe the lack of ads scares some players away a little bit, possibly. I don't know. Or American sports fans are set in their ways a little bit. I'm not sure.
Real quick. Harcum looked like he was stuck to the wall there for a second, man. Like he got up into it, and you know how sometimes you can't get it off the wall, and he's going backwards too. Yeah, he's running. He's definitely running that high line, but
Rulers doesn't know math, because even if I was a United fan, that they've won the Premier League within the last 22 years. But no, I'm not even a Man United fan. I'm a West Ham fan. Thank you, Tyler.
Man, look at Keaton Crothers up here.
He has found some pace at the start of this race.
Look at this. Elton Wu, too, running that Mountain Dew livery up front. Isn't that Mountain Dew? I think it is.
It is a Mountain Dew. It's a Code Red livery.
Oh, it is a Code Red livery.
Yeah, it's zero.
Look who's up here taking the lead right now.
Yeah. Brad Kress, the man with the accent of "I wish he would read me bedtime stories." Jim, it is so so soothing.
That's kind of creepy. I just want you to know that. You know.
I mean this in the nicest, non-creepiest way possible, Jim. I do.
Creepy, just for the.
Okay, Jim. Hear Matthew McConaughey's voice and tell me you wouldn't want him to read you an audiobook.
I do like Matthew McConaughey. He's a Texas guy, so.
Yeah.
He's great. I like him except for his choice of college football team. Other than that, we're okay.
Well, he is from Texas, so
yes,
you know.
Well, you know.
Texas A&M.
No, he's not an A&M guy.
I'm not an A&M guy. He's the University of Texas fan.
Yeah. Although this house is full of A&M. My wife is a A&M graduate. Yeah, look at yeah, you're right. It's kind of 4th of July on the hood of his car, not really like the other livery I was talking about.
It would still make a great 1/18 scale model though, Jim. There are custom model painters out there. If you provide them with a model of a car, they will paint it however you wish.
Now, wouldn't that be a cool prize for winning the championship in a league? To have
the problem is though, if you're McClendon, you've got about a full bag of liveries you could pick from of what you'd want on your car.
You know, but it would be so cool to have that as a prize, to have them do a die cast with your paint scheme on it. That would be so cool. That sure beat the heck out of a trophy, in my opinion. You know, little plastic trophies.
Oh, I think
I could live without that.
I think that would be immense. You know, especially if you maybe got like an acrylic cutout like that sits behind it, and it's like the series logo or whatever. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, or even a little, display that it sits on, like a wood base kind of thing or something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, Tyler's saying SDSU over here. I'm going to assume that's like San Diego University or something.
Probably San Diego State, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my guess, which San Diego State, I believe the famous football player that came from San Diego State, if I'm not mistaken, is Marshall Faulk, I think. I could be wrong. Marshall Faulk was from New Orleans, which of course is, basically my hometown originally, where I'm from. He was a New Orleans boy, but I believe he went to San Diego State.
One of my favorite things, Jim, is the
wealth of useless
players.
information.
No, not just that. Just that. Some of the college football players' names is hilarious. Just the Key and Peele did a skit about it, a long time ago.
It
is too accurate. It's too accurate, to be honest with you. It is. It's almost scarily accurate,
especially with the more modern names today.
Yeah,
where the parents have had kind of free reign to, we'll say, do whatever they want with those names. And they have apparently tried to get as creative as possible. Yeah, that skit is hilarious, though.
And then what's the is it the Fiesta Bowl? Is the college football basically Super Bowl?
It moves around from year to year. There's a series of there's 5 bowls that the championship game rotates amongst.
Yeah.
The Sugar Bowl is one. The Fiesta Bowl. The Rose Bowl, I believe, is one.
Yes.
Heck, I'm drawing a blank here. I should know this. Oh, somebody is way off the track there.
Was that?
Was that Al?
I don't know if it was Al Corey. He's back on now. So the fast-paced action of the Pepsi 120 here at as Will Emmett's into pit road. The Pepsi 120 here at Homestead-Miami, we've gone, apart from the stage break, we've gone green the whole way, which this is now, I think, I can confidently say, Jim, since I started broadcasting Triple Bypass with you, this may be the longest green period we've ever had.
Yeah, that's possible.
If we don't include the stage break.
Yeah, no, that's possible. I mean, from the sake of talking about green flag racing, I would say you don't count the stage break, because obviously that's they knew that was coming. So yeah, this is fantastic. And it's very interesting to see the ebbs and flows in this race right now. Okay, our leader at the stage break, McClendon, is now running in 17th place, riding around back there. We got Cress and Matthew Robinson up front.
But
Robinson's
he may also be saving tires or fuel, or the fact knowing that he already got the stage points.
Yeah,
so
he's just
he now doesn't. Exactly, just staying clean, staying out of trouble. Oh, but a little bit of a knock on though he's just had with Aloka's not going to help him, but he's kept going.
Some close action back here as well.
Dewey and Mike Weed up.
Yep, in that Corgi Airstrike car.
Yeah, Corgi Airstrike and the Sapporo.
Yeah, he's running that Sapporo livery all year. He likes that. Yeah. That's good. It's a nice looking livery. It's different too.
Speaking of beer sponsor, Jim, I'm surprised there's no Madeo livery out there.
That's true. I mean,
it is affectionately known as the best Mexican beer that's available in the US. So, of course, everyone just likes Corona because you can have any beer you want as long as it's a Corona. But honestly, Madeo is better.
Yeah, they of course it's a little different here in Texas. They don't necessarily just gravitate to Corona because we've got a large Hispanic population from Mexico. So
yeah,
it's in a lot of the other part of the country. You're probably right, but not as much here.
Oh no, I just mean like the stereotypical. You think of Mexican beer, you think of Corona.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Corona's owned by Budweiser, I think so.
Yeah, is it even really a Mexican beer?
Yeah, I mean, right, exactly. By the way, I want to go get a look at Jeff Slaughter's car back here, man. We have not had a chance to focus on him so far tonight.
Well, in the US, on his bonnet, it would be legal.
Yes. Well, just
and in Canada. Well, in Canada, it would be legal. All across.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many states it is now, but it's legal, I would say, if I had to guess, probably in around 12 states or so for just recreational use. And then it's probably another 10 to 12, maybe more, that it's medically also legal in.
It's medicinally legal in Australia, but it's not street legal in Australia.
Yeah, I think. It's not very legal in the South, because the South tends in the United States
because they're
way more conservative. Bible,
a lot more conservative, and like they're not very, against the hippie movement in quotes.
I don't know if we're that far back.
Well, that's where it all would have, stemmed from originally.
Right. No, I get it. That was just funny that,
Yeah.
The hippie movement. That's good stuff. I like it. Man,
there
Brad
was
Kress, though,
positive.
he's got him a nice
He's
little run
flying.
going. Yeah, I mean,
absolutely flying.
I've really been on Brad Kress's bandwagon for a while. Even last year, I talked about him a lot last year. He just impressed me the way he raced. He wasn't flashy, but he was just always there. And he's really done that this year, man. He has really put together a year. When we were going over the points to make it to the playoffs, 9 out of 9 races he finished in the top 10. 7 out of them he finished in the top 5, I think it was.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Insane.
Ridiculous. Pure consistency. And you could call it quiet achiever, but achieving nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's just not ever really involved in too much drama. He's not caught up in too many messes. He just
stays clean.
Yeah, he
stays out of trouble.
Does his business. Check in.
Well, we've got 50 laps to go, Jim. This is the fastest I think a Nichols All Pro race has gone.
My wife is going to be thrilled. We're gonna have us a date night tonight after the race, and yeah, she would be thrilled to know this thing was going this far caution free. Because I told her, I said, it probably won't be too late tonight. Miami Homestead probably won't generate too many cautions. I have to say, before the race started, you and I were talking about Tyler Rulis's prediction, and
yeah, it's looking the opposite end of the spectrum now. He actually looks like he'd be wrong because he's picked too many.
Right. And you said that was crazy, and I let in the beginning of the broadcast with he must have a fever, because he was sick, because I had to jerk his chain a little bit and have some fun with him. But the reality was I thought it was going to be pretty low cautions too. I never actually set a number though, but yeah, I just kind of felt like these guys. I mean, these guys are experienced racers, and we've seen some bad short track races that things got out of hand, but which I kept always saying that was uncharacteristic for these guys. This group of guys there's some fine race car drivers in here, and
they've been racing together a long time.
Yeah.
I think next week at Atlanta, which I'm unfortunately not here for, but I think next week, I feel like Atlanta's known for some big wrecks. So, but I don't know how many cautions we're going to get.
It's a lot slicker than Miami. Are they pitting again already?
Yeah. Some people are. Corey, Robinson, Jackson, Weeder, Macho, and Harkham are all in. McClendon has been in on lap 65.
Oh.
Yeah.
He snuck in. We didn't even see him.
And he just snuck right on through.
And watch at the end, he'll just pop back up. Hey, remember me, guys?
So since we're in Miami, Jim, Miami is actually one place in the world that I think is in probably my top 10 of places I wish to travel to at some point.
Man, let me tell you.
It seems like such a, and especially it's a place that I'd like to travel to before I have kids, because I feel it's better experience without kids.
I mean, yeah, sure. There's that element of it for sure. There's a great nightlife in Miami, which ironically was kind of recreated from the Miami Vice era, because when Miami Vice started filming in Miami, it was pretty run down, and it started to bounce back, and especially the South Beach area and all It had a lot to do with Miami Vice helping revitalize that economy there, and they brought the city back. But yeah, there's a great nightlife down there. But just in general around Miami, the Cuban experience there, with the Cubans that live there and their culture and their food and the cigars and it's just so much there. Have you a Cuban coffee? That'll put hair in your chest for sure.
Fine, I've had Turkish coffee before, Jim. That'll put hairs on your chest too. It's definitely something that'll get you. But so Kane's in, Aloka's in, Cress has now started to back off, so maybe saving some tires. Although he's been into pit road at 73, that's why he's backed off. So at this stage, I mean, like Miami's just a place that I'd love to go to.
It's a phenomenal city, man.
I have also, thanks to controversial comedy figure Tony Hinchcliffe, it's made me want to go to Austin. I want to see Austin. I want to experience Austin's nightlife because it is a booming city.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah. It's a city that has been on the rise and is still rising.
If you get a chance to come to Austin, you absolutely need to try to book way in advance Joe Rogan's comedy club.
Yeah, that's where Kill Tony is filmed at that comedy club. So it's
it's called the Mothership. It's called
the Mothership. Yeah, Austin's Mothership. Yeah. That's if I come to Austin, I'm planning to go to see Kill Tony. I mean, that'd be one of the reasons I would go. But even just to experience everything around the Austin CBD and nightlife district and stuff like that, I think it's a city that has gone under the radar for a long time, and now it's really becoming a mainstream sort of area that people are traveling to go see. Even people within Texas traveling, 3 hours south from Dallas, and even coming from Houston just to experience the nightlife or even just the day life out at Austin. It's
there's great stuff around. You got Lake Travis, which is a phenomenal place that they got like restaurants and stuff sitting up on the cliff overlooking Lake Travis, and that whole hill country area up there. Phenomenal barbecue. So many things, man. Really great city, fun city.
I feel if I came to the US, it would take me oh no, Tyler, I'd be going during winter if I was going to Florida. I'm not going during the summer. No, thank you. No. It would be a December through February trip if I was going there, because
that's all right,
man. I'm not dealing with the August heat.
Are you kidding me? You can handle
just because
Miami.
I'm from Australia does not mean that I like the heat.
But you can handle it.
I probably could. I mean, we have 40. Jim, as soon as it hits above 35, the aircon goes on. It is even 30. If it hits above 30,
I hate to break this to you, but they have air conditioning in Florida too.
I know, but not outside.
No, not outside.
But no, I mean, I think if I travel to the US, it'd want to be two sets of traveling, because I'd want to do stuff in the South, like Austin, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, and stuff like that, and then if I wanted to do California, do that in one trip. If I wanted to do northern states like Colorado or up towards Chicago and Detroit, like it'll all have to be their own thing, because unfortunately you don't have enough time to see everything. And I think you really need to focus your trip on at least a section of the country.
You've been to the United States though?
I've never been to the United States.
Oh no, okay.
I've never been to the United States. So the first time I go, I'd probably go to Canada first, and then I'd go some of the northern parts of the US.
Well, you got to see New York City. I mean, you just have to, go see.
See New York, see LA, but
go see Hamilton on Broadway or something. No, not a Broadway guy.
I like musicals, Jim. I don't know if I'm a big Hamilton fan.
Oh my
personally.
God! Seriously, I thought, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first met my wife, her and my son were just absolutely huge Hamilton fans, right? And I'm like, are you kidding me? A rapping musical about American history? Give me a break, right? No interest whatsoever. So,
Jim, we're gonna get a caution.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Piracini has just absolutely chewed it into the wall. And Sean Bradley's been involved.
Let's see here.
So he runs up towards the high side off the exit, gets it unstuck. You see the rear starting to go, and then bang, straight in the wall.
Yep, got a little loose on him and then snapped. Golly.
So the old tires of Piracini has now caught him out. And unfortunately, he's also got engine issues too, Jim. So he's going to have to use that fast repair.
Yeah, but that's the good news. They all pretty much all should have it. So,
apart from Tyler Merritt, who's actually out of this race.
Yeah, he left after that. So, wow. Okay. So everyone has pitted though. So nobody
they should be able to make it home.
Nobody got hung out. Now there's going to be some guys come, I think. Oh no!
Oh no! The fake out from Chris.
Yeah, but some people went back there. Who was it?
Yeah.
Emmett Crothers. Yeah,
Emmett Crothers, Creedler, Corey.
I would do that if I was any of those guys.
Well, okay, so they got 20. What did they get on the first stop? It was about 30 laps, Jim.
On fuel.
So So they may need another stop still, even with this caution.
They can't make it because we're still 40. No, we're 36 laps, so they can't.
Yeah,
I don't think they can make it. Man, I tell you what, I don't know if I'm McClendon. Guys that are, I might have pitted right there. That way, if nothing else, if it stays green to the end, you could come in for a quick splash of gas, and that's all you need. Not pitting now means you have to take a tank of gas if you have to come in.
Not necessarily a full tank.
Yeah,
if they were to pit right on 95, which McClendon came in on 65, so that's the maximum he can go is 95.
Right. Ish.
So he's going to need a little bit less than a full tank.
Yeah, but again, if you pit now, you're coming in just needing a splash to finish the race,
Well, how it can spice things up, Jim, a late caution.
Who am I to tell Steve McClendon about strategy?
Yeah, he has been the strategic
won an oval race in my life, He's
been the strategic master this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, you can't argue with anything he's done strategy-wise this season for sure. I mean, it's just like he's made all the right calls. You know what I mean? Like, oh, why would you not do that? And the next thing you know, it works out perfect for him. I mean,
yeah. As we're about to go green once again for the double wide action. If we get another caution, we'll have to have a chat to Al Corey, see what his thoughts of this race have been.
Yeah, he's kind of been up and down, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I really got to believe this camera is something, but okay. So it's okay there.
All right. So how about for when we get to lap 90, Jim, how about for the last 30 laps we run some
I'm gonna
maybe some double view for that.
Crank it up right here. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Let's do that for the green flag. A big old crank it up.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's a crank it up lap around Miami Homestead or Homestead-Miami.
I mean, what a race it has been, Jim, and the fact that these guys are still side by side off this restart. Absolutely incredible stuff.
Yeah. Man, Matthew Robinson is sure impressing me, man. He has been He has been strong all night. Oh, my goodness. Wheatus turned into the wall back there.
Oh, and there's another caution.
Yeah, Wheatus, and I believe that was Kyle Dewey.
Wow.
It's weird that it showed that.
Yep, it is indeed. So let's see if they come into pit road.
Yeah, no, that's not what I want
for a stop before we drag in Al Corey to have a chat. Wow, and that's what can happen when we get the whole field,
yep,
tightly contested together again.
The old cautions breed cautions thing.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So Al's actually stayed out. He hasn't come into, although the pit road wouldn't be open yet.
All right.
Wow.
One more look, guys. Let's look at it from the chopper view, see what we can see. Oh, it's happening up there. Okay. Oh, man. Golly.
Oh, my God.
Wheatus' car just got pounded. There was a lot of cars involved in that.
Quite a few with big damage now as well. Aloka's come into pit road too, so the pit road must be open.
So
which is good to see.
Is he the only one that came in? Yeah.
I think so. Let's have a quick chat to Al Corey
about
how this race has been going. Mr. Corey, pleasure to speak to you once again.
Hey, fellas, I'm having some mic problems tonight. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
No, we got you. We got you. You're all good.
Okay, good.
Oh,
we'll wait for you to get in the pit box before we chat to you.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just gonna do a splash and go here.
All right.
Well,
so what? Tell us what you think of your race so far. It's been kind of up and down, huh?
Yeah, it's complete crap.
The point I wanted to make to you, Al, and I think you guys should be very proud of this. Aside from the stage break, I believe this has been the longest green period we've had, at least to my memory, since I started getting into the booth for the NicholsOilPros.com series. So this has been a phenomenal race thus far of some great green running, and where strategy has been now almost thrown out the window a little bit with these late cautions.
Yeah, Homestead's one of those tracks that, guys can get spread out. You can, there's some side-by-side stuff, but it's not too hard to get away from each other, I find. So I'm not super surprised we haven't had a lot of cautions. We ran caution-free here Thursday night in the Xfinity race. So I kind of expected the same sort of race.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Al. As the admin of the series, who's your prediction to win the championship?
How's Steve doing tonight?
He is P11.
And he won the stage.
Yeah, I'll stay with the front runner, and I think Steve's got a really good chance at it.
I agree
good.
With
well,
you.
glad we could put you on the spot for that one. At the moment, he's looking unbeatable, so it's a pretty fair analysis. But we'll let you get prepped for the green flag. Al, thanks so much for coming to have a quick chat to us. Best of luck in the final 30 laps of this race.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks very much.
You gotta love a guy who calls his race complete crap, and he is sitting sixth.
He's in the top six
with 30 laps to go in the race, and he's got a full tank of fuel
and a fresh set of tires as well.
No, he didn't get tires. He just splashed.
He didn't get tires. Okay.
Yeah, but still, he's sitting sixth, full tank of fuel, and his race is complete crap. You gotta love the competitiveness of these guys, man. And here's old Keaton Crothers back up here again, man.
He keeps on sneaking his way up there.
He does. That's he just keeps peeking around, yeah. All right, so I'll tell you what, after we get underway,
Tyler wants no more cautions as we go green because he is on wood for getting the prediction bang on the banana.
He's on wood.
He's on the plank, ready to walk off the ship, Jim. That's what it is.
Indeed, on the plank right now.
So Crothers leads us away. Emmett in behind him. Hendricks, Wu, Kane the top 5. Benson, Corey, Robinson, Crest, McClendon the top 10. But McClendon is trying to make moves early further back as well, as the battle up the front is starting to heat up now. But the pressure is on McClendon. He has to finish this race, Jim. And if he can finish it, he needs to finish it inside of the top 10. Oh, Michael Seymour, Kyle Dewey further back in the field, and both cars are blocking the circuit on the main straight, Jim. Oh no, Jim, your favourite driver's out of the race.
Stop. I haven't
Matt
said.
Harmon in the chat.
I have not
Great
said
broadcast, guys.
I have not said
We can't even look
thing.
at it now. We can't even look at him now because he's off the race. He's in the chat with us. Great broadcast, guys. My race connection said no more. I struggle here. Sorry, Jim. Not a good night for the Cunningham Tyre car.
It was not indeed. That's all right though. I'm like a loyal fan. I'm rooting for the Cunningham livery every week. It doesn't matter whether we're out of the race or not. I'm still a fan.
Does it matter if Matt Harmon is behind the wheel or not?
Yeah, it does. Of course, I like Matt.
Oh, well, so he's your favorite driver.
He was hugely I'm not. I don't have a favorite driver, but I will say he was hugely important to me when I first started doing this. He jumped in the booth and helped me out at times, and really helped me do some broadcast stuff when I was struggling a little bit, and he was a great help. So Dewey got
Jim,
sideways
I think,
there.
Yeah, and then that's kind of brought it all into fruition for us.
And
I have a feeling
unfortunately, that beautiful Pepsi car of Zanobi got destroyed in that as well, I believe.
Yeah. We're getting a lucky dog rule right now for Tex Nichols. Importantly, too, in terms of the championship, Jim, Sean Bradley is out of this race.
Oh. Yeah, that's bad.
As is Matt Piracini as well.
So let's I tell you what, right now let's do the old Nichols ad right now. What do you think?
Yeah, let's get the NicholsOilPros.com ad up for us as a thank you to Tex Nichols for supporting the series as the title sponsor.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence.
All right. Yeah. Again, thanks to Tex Nichols for the NicholsOilPro.com triple bypass next gen series, and I have word on the down low. I don't know if it's a secret or not, but it's not going to be here in a second. Apparently, Tex is sponsoring the series again next year, and looks like we're going to be coming back doing a similar thing all over again.
Well, hopefully for next season, Jim, we get a full season together of NicholsOilPros.com series.
We should. Yeah, we'll have to talk to Al and get him to, if he supports that. He may be wanting to get rid of both of us. Who knows?
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
Get a fan vote on that.
Yeah, we'll get a fan vote.
So the cool paint schemes.
Do we keep?
Oh, here we go. We're going green.
Yeah, all the
here.
cool paint schemes. We're going to go green.
Look at Will Emmerich's paint scheme up front there. Right there.
I know. That
it's
thing is
in that
very
same
chrome.
vibe, too.
Yeah. So everyone is living La Vida Loca here in Miami.
That was a good one. I like it.
Thank you. Yep. As my green flag once again, 25 to go.
I think Ricky Martin when I think of you, so that's perfect. All right. Oh,
whatever you drive,
folks. Sorry about that.
However you drive.
Well, we're muted with that one up, so.
Sorry about that. That was the wrong one. I got too many little buttons to hit. I can't handle that many. But we're gonna go back, bring you back some picture-in-picture for the remainder of the race, so we can focus on all these different battles and action going on around the track. Oh, we got a car
McClendon!
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Oh my word!
Championship implications, pure maximum.
Oh my gosh! I'm sure he's probably still got his fast repair. But... Oh, he is. Look at this. No, it's like, wow, man, that was weird.
I know.
That looked like something was broke on the car.
And the issue now is for him is he's now going to go a lap down. Even with the fast repair, he'll go a lap down.
No, he shouldn't.
Oh,
nah, he shouldn't go a lap down.
Okay, no, he might be okay.
He's going to stay out and then
staying out.
Yeah.
Yep. So
plus the car's still drivable, so he's not like he's got a tow. Now, if he had the tow, that'd be different. But yeah, I think he's gonna be okay here, as far as that goes. But he's gonna be well back in the pack with 20 laps to go. Where is he?
Yeah, well, he's all the way back in P20. I've got him on board with him at the moment, just to see if he does peel into pit road.
I'm sure he will.
But this is huge. This is huge now for the championship. He took the stage win. He is going to come into pit road, get that car fixed. Tex Nichols is going to come in as well. Cuts him off very swiftly.
He did kind of cut him off.
So, for McClendon now...
I mean, if McClendon says he's going to hit me now.
Back? Well, this is now the problem. If he has used his fast repair, whether it was a mistake used or he had some damage before, it's race over.
Happens.
Yep.
Let's see. He's not taking tires. Nope, he's good.
No, he's not. Okay. So he had the fast repair. That's fine.
Yep.
So and now he's got no more lifeline, Jim.
That's
he's 22 laps to go, and he's got no lifeline.
22 laps, a lifeline ain't going to help you that much anyway. I mean, it might save your finishing spot a little bit, but at this point, he could still be in contention because there's only 20 cars on the lead lap. So I think maybe 18, no 20. I would not say it's over for him by any means, but just take a look at y'all can't see this. Well, you know what? Yeah, you can. Let me see. Let me do some of that. Oh no, this is the NASCAR tower. You can't see that. I don't think I can. No, I don't have the.
Apparently, there was another wreck in front of him as well, but the point is he's P19.
Yep.
You know what? So this is now pretty big for the championship.
Oh, sure.
The main reason is McClendon's back there, Jackson's back there, Bradley's out, Harmon's out, Merritt's out.
Cress is in 8th.
Cress is in 8th. And Ben Harkham is in P10.
Yep.
So those other contenders.
Nodge is in 15th. Jackson, Jackson's 17th. I think you said that already.
Yep. So now for Brad Cress is the time for him to take a race win. He needs to take this race win. If he takes this race win and McClendon ends up back outside of the top 15.
But I tell you what, if it finished just like this, it wouldn't hurt McClendon that bad.
No, it wouldn't because of where Cress is. Yes. So Cress needs to make up the spots and get inside of the top 5. He needs the win, realistically. He needs the race win just to really get the benefits. So we're going to go green, though. As Crothers and Hendricks lead the way off the line. Green flag running. As we ride on board with Crothers in the bottom screen, he leads the field round. Cress has to maximize. He has to get that car to the front of the field. Do whatever he can across the next 20 laps, Jim. And for McClendon, he has to pick up the pieces of the puzzle that he's just thrown at the wall.
Well, again, if there was another wreck in front of him, that might have been why his car was acting so weird. Maybe he was hard on the brakes, and that's why it got all twitchy like that. That's we'll have to see. But there's still time here. I really believe if that McClendon can recover from this and get a decent finish out of this, which is all he needs, especially with the stage win. And given the fact that a lot of the points contenders are kind of out of the mix. But the way these cars are slinging around out there, I hesitate to believe that we have seen our last caution.
Yeah, I think we may get one more in the last 19.
There's cars all in the backfield back there just going every which way.
It's the scramble to the checkered flag. They bought the ticket to the end of this race, and now they're looking to cash it in for a maximum points haul. But you can see, I mean, Crothers he's still got the cars of Hendricks and Wu and Emmett all over the back of him. There's Cress. He's in the battle pack at the moment. He's got to try and fight his way forward. He cannot get stuck behind anyone, but he's fought his way up to P6 at this stage as Hendricks takes the lead from Crothers.
Yeah, if his car's going to work up on that high side, he had a nice little lane up there, but it kind of closed up on him. But it'll be interesting to see. So he's taking it down to the bottom down here.
So the battles are at a pure maximum at the moment. McClendon, to give you an update on him, he's up to P14, so Cress has got to get a wriggle on. He's got to move. He's got to get this car up to the front of the field because McClendon is coming, and he's only 17 laps away from the checkered flag. So McClendon is pushing this car to its absolute pure maximum, taking advantage of the fact that it's basically a brand new car now after taking the fast repair.
Right. Yep, except for his tires. He didn't seem to get tires there, so other than that, he's got a brand new car. But tires would have messed him up a little bit, I believe.
So
I'll tell you what, man, Brad is having a hard time finding a lane there. It's clogged up at the high side and the low side. There's not a lot of room to drive around somebody right now.
No, he cannot find which way to go, and he can't pick the correct lane to go in. That's the issue that he has at hand at the moment.
But to be honest, his car does not seem as fast on the bottom. Whoa!
Oh my God! There goes a car in the background. There's a step. Oh, is that going to be a caution?
It's got to be.
No, it's not. He hasn't hit the wall.
Oh.
I think that might have been John Crutchley, possibly. He's now back in the order, back down to P20.
Yeah, he saved it, so. All right, well, we get back up here. Go back. Let me go. I'm going to go check the front here, see what's happening. You know, we just kind of like brushed over Davey Hendricks. You know, Hendricks has been fast the last few weeks, you know. We got Keaton Crothers up there. You know, we just like, oh, well, Brad Kess needs to get a win. Well, these guys up here have something to say about that for sure. And
no, they're not in the playoff fight.
No, but
they're out
sure
of the playoffs.
Take the win.
They can indeed.
I mean, you got Matthew Robinson has been up there all night. Davey Hendricks had a heck of a showing last week.
So McClendon now is up to P13, Jim, as this battle at the front of the field continues on, just to give everyone the update on the championship leader, and currently the admin's favorite at least to win the title.
That's right. I mean, I think you'd be kind of crazy to pick against him given the year he's having.
No, that's true.
You know,
that's true.
It'd be a gamble if you were looking at Vegas odds. He'd be way the odds-on favorite for sure.
Be at least $1.20 on it. Yeah. Well, actually, no. In saying that, Cress has had a very strong one too, so maybe he's sitting at $1.50.
He has, but Cress hasn't demonstrated that he can win a race yet this year. And we said at the beginning of last week that we felt like you were going to have to win a race to win this championship, and I still believe that.
Yeah, you need to win one in the playoffs to win this. I mean,
yes.
Realistically, whether it's the last race or the second or the first, you need one win.
Yes. To
really put yourself in contention.
Cress is,
and now the issue is if a driver who's out of the playoffs wins this race, it's one less win opportunity from those playoffs drivers.
Yes.
Which makes it even harder leading into Atlanta.
Like leveled off here. Like it's like he's hit, maximum pace right here. It just seems like I don't think he's holding anything back at this point. God, somebody shot out of there. That was Weeda, I believe. I'm gonna go back up here to the front. Give these guys some props. I mean, you got Davey Hendricks and Matthew Robinson, Keaton Crothers. These guys need some airtime too. They've really had a phenomenal. Well, certainly Hendricks has had a phenomenal couple of weeks, and Robinson is really showing strong.
So where does the points tally lie leading into Atlanta next week? It's going to be closely contested and highly intense for these drivers. And that to keep it on the road for 120 laps of Atlanta, that's going to be a tough task in itself, Jim. But for those championship contenders, they're going to feel the pressure. There's no doubt about it. It's not just any other race at Atlanta. It is the pressure that Atlanta brings, plus your championship hopes, all materializes together. And well, pressure creates diamonds, but it can also crack glass. And that's what, you don't want to be a Swarovski crystal. You want to be a diamond in the rough.
How long did you practice that one?
That one, I literally just said that as I said it.
That's awesome. You've got a creative brain. That was a good one. I liked it.
Thank you.
I hate that you're not going to be here next week. I know you've had a personal situation planned way, way, way in advance, but I'm going to miss you on the last race of the year. As
I said, Jim, if we're back next season, I'm here every round.
I know. Yeah,
barring,
I hope we are.
Barring something getting in the way, I'm here every week. So, because Triple Bypass has gotten a fan out of me, and I think these guys are, it's a great crowd, it's a great group, and I think it's great racing, even through some personal vendettas on the track between some drivers. But through the heartache and through the personal narratives that have been playing out all season,
you need a little of that.
You need it. Yeah. I've had the pleasure of being able to call the narrative of another supercar series of drivers who are over 40 years of age. You can't race if you're under 40, and the narratives that have played out in that series over the last 2 years have been incredible. And I think this, Triple Bypass brings a very similar vibe to it that series does, which is incredible.
Right. I tell you what, man, this has been some phenomenal racing as I go right on board with Matthew Robinson as he drives it around Davey Hint. Well, he didn't get by him.
He couldn't get the drive out of the corner. And now the problem for Cress, who I'm focused on the bottom screen, he cannot get a lane past Emmett. That's the problem. He can't get past him. So that's... And you know who actually now has a difficult dilemma on their hands, Jim? Al Corey. Because he sits right ahead of McClendon. So he needs to figure out, does he want to be made to look like a bad prediction maker, or does he want to be someone who lets a championship contender go ahead of him?
I can promise you Al Corey ain't moving out of the way.
I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Guaranteed. No shot he's moving out of the way.
So Crest is still running this high line. He looks to get this job done on Emmett. He does. Emmett has to slot back in behind. Now, the next driver on his list to chase down is Keaton Crothers, and he is running this high line consistently, Jim.
Yeah, his car looked much better on the high line than it did on the low line. I said earlier, once he moved down to that low line, his car just didn't seem to have pace down there. He definitely seems to have found a home up there, and he just needs to it looks like Crothers is running the low line, so that's going to give Brad a free shot at his line up there.
And he's got Kane following him behind him as well. So we've got 2 laps to go. I don't think it's enough for Crest to get up to the front, but can he get to the podium?
I mean,
he's trying to make some gains on Crothers.
Certainly every place he can get will help right now. Same with McClendon. McClendon dropped back. Elton Wu got by him. So he's back in 11th.
Down to P11. So 1 to go when we cross the line for Davey Hendricks, who wants a win next to his name. 1 lap for Brad Crest to get past Keaton Crothers and put the car on the podium, but it looks out of sorts and out of hand at the moment. Can Robertson put a challenge into the leader? Could they wreck and give it to Crothers or Crest? It will all be answered very, very shortly as we head down the backstretch. With only 2 corners to go in the second round of the playoffs, it's maximum pressure moments. And at this point, it is Matt Robinson outside line. He's scraping the wall. He's trying to ride the wall. Side by side, he has to give it up. It goes to Davey Hendricks as he crosses the line. P1 at Homestead.
Oh my goodness, that was fantastic. He tried that. Who did that? Oh, God, that's the whole. I'm not lifting until I see God or the checkered flag. Oh man, that was nice though. I liked it. Good
Robinson
job.
P2, Crothers in P3. Kane, Crest comes home P4. Kane in the top 5. Weeder, Emmett, Corey, Harkham, Wu the top 10. McClendon got back up to P11, so he gave up 7 positions worth of points to Cress. Benson, Jackson, Machow, Freeman, Aloka, Seymour, Call, Crutchley, Creedler, Nichols, Slaughter, Jones, Dewey, Zanobi, Harmon, Pericini, Bradley, and Merritt made up the 29 car field.
Yeah, I guess I don't really need to show the results.
Apparently there's a rule against wall riding, so we'll see what the league admin say about that for Matt Robinson.
Oh.
So we'll see. Maybe we'll have a quick chat to Al Corey and just ask him
grab him real quick before we...
Mr. Corey, we just wanted to quickly confirm something with you before we chat to our podium finishers. It's been said to us in the chat there's a rule against wall riding. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have a rule against wall riding. Basically, if you advance your position by doing so, then you will be penalized.
Okay. But if they don't advance their position, there's no penalty or anything.
Correct.
Okay, so then it should be fine then. All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Al.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Hey, top 10.
You did well. Good job, P8.
Yeah, I love a guy who says his race is going horrible. When you come out of the pits talking to us, you were in 6th place with a full tank of fuel.
All right. Catch you later.
All right, man. Yeah, he
did
have a good run there tonight.
Was illegal, but Robinson didn't actually advance. He stayed in P2. So
right, yeah. So
he didn't get an advantage off of it. So that's fine.
Yep, that's correct. He did not advance his position. So
no, he didn't. All right. Well, let's start by having a chat to
we guess Keaton.
Hang on, Matt's saying doesn't matter if he didn't get it. We've just had Al confirm for us. It's only if they gain a position.
Yeah, we talked to Al about it, and he said well, Matt would know too, though. Matt's an admin. But, yeah, we asked Al, and Al said if they don't advance their position, there's no penalty. If that is correct, if you are correct and you know you are correct, let's get you in the booth before we bring in the 2nd place finisher to clarify that, and so we have something to talk about with Robinson, or before we congratulate him on a 2nd place. Then if you could help us out there.
Yeah, because we obviously want to be able to get it correct, because it means that if he gets a penalty,
right. Exactly.
That might mean that Brad Kress is on the podium.
Exactly. So, we need to know that now. My dog is even excited to find out.
Okay, well, what we might do, we'll start having a chat to Keaton Crothers.
Yeah, let's talk to Keaton.
And then if Matt's able to come and have a chat to us after we speak to Keaton, that'll be able to clear it up for us as well.
That'd be great,
yeah, let's have a chat to Keaton first up. Mr. Crothers, congratulations. P3 on the road. There is a little asterisk over the head of that, though, because we're trying to confirm with both admins, Matt Pericini and Al Corey. Both are saying 2 different things, so we're not 100% certain yet on Matt Robinson's move to actually ride the wall around the final corner. So if he does get a penalty, you would be P2, but nonetheless a podium. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Hey guys, how you doing? Pretty good. I didn't actually even notice that he ride the wall in the last corner there.
Yeah, he tried to pull a high, wide, and handsome there.
Oh damn! I guess I was focused on just trying to make it through the corner, I guess.
Yeah, he did, but we'll find out about that. But congratulations to you, man. You had a nice run tonight. You were up there, all throughout the night. You had a good solid run.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was lucky to kind of hold on to the track position there at the end. So those other guys had fresher tires than me, so I was just trying to hang on.
Yeah, you did a fine job there, and you had last few laps. Brad Kress was breathing down your neck. He was obviously trying to advance his position, but you were your car looked like it was performing pretty good on the low side, and he was trying to run that high line, and you did manage to hold him off. So that's good for you, and I'm sure Steve McClendon would thank you for that too.
Yeah, if I can help him out, sure, why not? But yeah, one more lap, I think Brad had me.
Yeah, he was flying on that high line for sure. So, but congratulations again, man. You got anybody you want to shout out to, or?
Just thank you guys for doing this, and then thanks to guys for running this league. It's pretty awesome. So having a fun time.
Yeah, it's a great league for sure. Tell all your friends, right?
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank you. Congratulations again. Hopefully we'll see you again next week.
For sure.
Okay, so we've had it written into the chat to us how it's written in the rules, Jim, saying wall riding intentionally making contact with the wall in order to maintain or gain speed or position is prohibited during all race events and will result in league disqualification and a league penalty. So that mentions nothing about gaining position. It says gain speed or position, so it's or position, which means that it's not only if it gains a position.
Okay, so I think at this point we probably should just go ahead and talk to Davey Hendricks, and we will try to visit with the admins after we finish congratulating Davey, and then we'll go from there.
Yep. Okay. All right. So let's have a quick chat to Davey. Betty's race win, Mr. Hendricks. Congratulations! You have won the second round of the playoffs here at Homestead-Miami. Not that it really pays much to you because you're not in the playoffs, but a race win's a race win, and you are the best man on circuit here tonight out in Florida. Congratulations.
Yeah, I just enjoy showing up and trying to win races.
I tell you what, man.
Or playoffs, no playoffs.
They better be glad you didn't get in the playoffs. second
I've had
place.
Two good. What? Yeah, I've had two good runs. I lucked out at Richmond, and honestly, I lucked out here. I was not the fastest at any point in time. The tires just kind of fell my way at the end. But yeah, I've had a good start to a playoff if I was here. It's just very lucky.
Yeah, well, you'd be way up in the playoff standings if you were in it right now, first and second place over two races. But yeah, man, what a show! You just pop in here and just show these boys how to do it, huh? That's nice. But at least you're humble about it. You admit that things fell your way and it could have easily went the other way. But still, in all, first and second 2 weeks in a row. That's pretty fantastic.
I will take it. Tonight was, especially the end, it was very much an arrow game of, because I didn't take tires in that last caution. I had a set left. So it was a game of, can I take away, I think it was Matthew's arrow in the corners to make sure he couldn't get a decent run on me. And that was probably the hardest 10 laps I've had to drive in an extremely long time, playing that guessing game every single lap.
Right. Well, these cars definitely get aero affected, so you can that is definitely part of the driving strategy for people that are maybe watching that don't drive these cars particularly a lot. They definitely can get aero affected, so you can certainly hurt somebody's run on you if you position your car properly. Well, again, man, congratulations. I said it last week; it was quite impressive, and you've certainly done even more than that this week. So yeah, congratulations. I'm sure you got somebody you want to shout out to.
Yep, appreciate all the drivers that show up, all the admins that put it on, Naj, Corey, and all of them. I've known those guys for a really, really long time, and the league they put on is top notch. You guys up in the booth, everybody watching, all the sponsors tonight. I think it was Tex and Dominic are the two that sponsored race and broadcast, league and broadcast. I think that's it. You guys in the booth, and I think that's everybody.
Well, we appreciate it, man, and we appreciate you. Good show the last 2 weeks. Looking forward to seeing you pop up next week.
If I can manage it, I'll be here.
Yeah. We need to see. You need to show us if you can dominate this playoffs like that. You'll be the favorite next year.
I do not want to see now. I don't want to show up, so I don't ruin this very lucky streak I've had for 2 races.
Hey, it doesn't matter where you finish next week. First and second out of 3 races is pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take it. Appreciate
All
it.
right, buddy. Talk to you later.
Yep.
All right. So I cannot see where I'm at right now. Is there an admin that we can talk to?
There's Al, so we could have another chat to Al, and we could
Let's
talk
bring
through
Al
what's
in one
been
more
the
time,
chat.
and we'll just clarify again.
We've dragged you in again, Al, for admin duties. Apparently, people have written into the chat the rules. So we need more clarification before we actually chat to Matt, because we don't want to drag him in and then say congratulations on P2 when he may get a disqualification. So we've got Piracini out there, and he said to us, wall riding intentionally making contact with the wall in order to maintain or gain speed or position is prohibited during all race events and will result in race disqualification and a league penalty. So are you able to talk us through the review process a little bit, possibly, just so then we could maybe determine if he's gained speed or something through there, so we know if he is actually going to get disqualified or not?
Oh.
Sorry, I wasn't pressing the button. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, you've recited the rule correctly. Intentionally making contact with the wall in order to maintain or gain speed or position is prohibited. So yeah, that's the spirit of the rule. Really is to stop people from making passes or advancing. So I think that in this case, we would probably wait for a protest to come in from somebody, and if a protest came in, we would likely send this to the series admins, who are going to have a look at that and make a ruling based on the writing or the intent of that rule. Does that help you at all?
Yeah, no, I think that's, that gives us what we need. And I think that just from a personal standpoint, I think that's probably the right decision. Making that decision on the fly it isn't necessary. There was no need to do that. So.
No, and I didn't see it, so I can't give you my take on it. Not that I would. I'd want the admins to do their job,
sure.
And then then we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's a little bit of a gray area, right? Like every rule, like what does maintaining or gaining speed mean? Like if he didn't gain a position, does it matter if he gained speed? Was he battling somebody behind and was keeping ahead by wall riding? That might be something different. The admins will have a look at it.
Yep, that sounds good. Appreciate the clarification, Al. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
All right, let's go grab Matthew. Poor guy's been sitting out there forever.
Mr. Robinson, Peter on the road this evening. We're sorry that we've made you wait so long. It's been a bunch of people making claims in the chat of admins, but then also clarifying with Al Corey as well. But P2 currently stands with your name on it. How was that race for you? Because it was an incredible effort to get where you were in this race, and an incredible race from you to get a podium next to your name as well, and some solid points too.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I had a great day all around. Started about 6 or so, and slowly worked my way up, and got the high line working, and pulled up to the lead, and led for a little while, and then we had a few cautions there, and Brad got out in front of me, and I couldn't. I don't know if it's something to do with the draft or what it is, but it was the same deal at the end there with Davey there. I just couldn't get around him. It's just, I don't know if it's taking the air off your nose and making you push and won't let the car turn, but I mean, I felt like I had pretty good speed all day, and we stayed out of trouble in the pits, and I'm honestly pretty happy with it.
So just to clarify, you are aware what we were talking about with the admins, right? Or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, and just so I'm sure you didn't. I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast or not, but just to clarify, what we were told was that if somebody happens to protest, that they would send it to the league for review, and it would just be, they would have to clarify whether or not they thought you gained speed, or certainly didn't gain position by that or anything. So it would come down to that. But either way, I loved it. I thought it was fun, and you didn't gain a position. Now, if you'd have took the win, maybe that'd have been a different story, and they might have had a problem with it. But I think that you made it fun. That was a great finish. You made it exciting, and I personally enjoyed it. And if somebody protested, to be honest, you didn't hurt anybody. I hope it works out in your favor. But yeah, again, congratulations, man. You had a great run, and you did run up front. You did lead some laps tonight. You were strong all night. You were strong from the beginning of the race. For clarification, did Jared Jackson make your paint scheme?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
He hooked me up.
Yeah, well, I saw he posted it this week in chat, and it's a good looking paint scheme. And I said I thought he made it. I just wanted to clarify that since we had you in here. But yeah, man, congratulations, good run tonight. That Jared Jackson style paint scheme might have added some speed to that old car. You never know.
Well, I hope so. He's been fast all year.
All year.
I think he got in some trouble today, but hopefully he can bounce back next week at Atlanta.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one at Atlanta next week. So
it'll be this whole championship is coming. I'm not in it, but I'm paying attention to it, and it's very coming down to the wire with these last 3 races.
And it's definitely
very, very exciting.
Yeah, and Atlanta's a slick, dirty track. I mean, it can get you, so it'll be fun. Well, congratulations again on your second place. I hope everything works out for you if somebody does protest, but I think it's entirely possible that no one will. You didn't gain anything, so I hope not. But again, congratulations.
Yeah, I was riding the wall the whole time, most of the time anyways, and I was just sitting there a little too hard, and I couldn't get off of it.
Yeah, well, that's true. The old cars will stick to that wall when you get on there.
I wanted to make it exciting, and I wanted to try to see if I could hold it, if I could steer it off, have a good run without even hitting the wall. That was my shot. I was trying to go for the win. I tried everything I could to get around him, and I couldn't. He was tough there at the end. He did a great job, but I'd like to thank all the broadcast and all the admins. They do great work. Behind the scenes, they have multiple races a week, and it's very, very impressive league. So I'm happy to be in it.
Yeah, it's a great league. Congratulations again, man. We'll hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Yes, sir. We'll
All
see
right.
you there.
Well, Jim, through controversy, carnage, chaos, we had a little bit of everything in this race at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and next week we crown a champion out at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I look forward to seeing who's going to take that one out from the sidelines next week, not from the broadcast booth. But it's been a pleasure to call the action this season. When I have been in the booth, I just want to thank James and the league for giving me the opportunity to come in and call the races with you. And with James in a couple of weeks too, and I hope next season that you and me get to do this again for the whole season, and we get to run the narrative for the whole time, because I think it's a league that deserves its narrative shown, and it's one where I think it deserves to have it done at the highest quality possible as well.
Yeah, it's this has been a blast. This year working with you has been a lot of fun. We've had a good time doing these races, and we've certainly seen some good racing. This crew is amazing, and I'm excited to see what happens next week, but I am definitely looking forward to hopefully you and I getting to do this whole series next season for sure.
So we want to give a quick shout out as well to the series sponsor NicholsAllPros.com for Tex Nichols coming on board, supporting the series as well to all of the round sponsors who sponsored us this season, specifically to Dominic Zanobi, who sponsored the last 2 races, tonight's Pepsi 120. As well, next week for the final round out at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, wouldn't you know it, who is sponsoring the round? It's Steve McClendon. So we'll see if he can win his own race and if he can win the championship as well. Next week we'll kick off at the same time once again, April 20th for the final round of the season, where we'll crown a champion here in the NicholsAllPros.com series for Triple Bypass Racing. But I've been Hamish Bonner with Jim Cunningham, once again, we thank you for being here with us at JP Broadcasting. We hope that you enjoy what you see and that you'll hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing here with a multitude of series from across the world. It's a real-world tour sim racing action for you across a couple of different codes as well, not just iRacing. So, throughout the rest of April and the rest of 2025, we've got so much more racing to come your way, so we hope you stick around for the journey with us. But we'll see you guys next week out at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the final round of the NicholsOilPros.com series here for the playoffs. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.